Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is HyuN, and this is going to be game number 4 of the quarter-final series between Stardust and HyuN for the ASUS ROG Summer Tournament. And yeah, freaking insane so far. I mean, HyuN did a very nice bit of work in the first game. Basically going for a lot of roaches. I mean a lot of roaches, and just completely overwhelming Stardust after a failed 7 gate from Stardust that HyuN just kind of bounced off and just went completely nuts. And game 2 though, Stardust came back with a fast proxy Stargate, double proxy Stargate actually, and then transitioned into an 8 gate, and HyuN just couldn't fight that off. And then in the third game, Stardust just skipped the Void Ray bit and just went for a massive amount of gateway units, and HyuN tried to penetrate into Stardust base with a whole bunch of lings, managed to do it, but yeah, he didn't do enough damage, and Stardust just came back with all his gateway units, wiped him out. And I think I'm starting to see a pattern here versus Stardust. When HyuN gets a massive amount of lings, he loses. When he gets a massive amount of roaches, he wins. Now it's very early to start saying that HyuN cannot possibly win with lings against Stardust, but the indications are there, and I'd like to see him go for roaches. Yeah, go for roaches. I mean, Stardust definitely has a fair amount of immortals in his army composition. Just missing out on blocking that hatchery, so that was probably good. But he actually sent out the second drone as well to try and make sure that went down. But Stardust actually going for a stupidly early command center here. That's really early. So yeah, I don't know, man. HyuN, I feel like Stardust has a handle on the lings. I feel like the roaches gave him a little bit more trouble though, but yeah, I really don't know, because Stardust is so good with getting his immortals out. So we will just have to see, man. Maybe in terms of just pure unit composition, HyuN can't win, but I think he'll have to get his macro up. I think a very impressive roach army off macro is what may get him the win in this game, because he needs the win in this game. If Stardust wins this, then he goes on to the semi-final having beaten HyuN 3-1, and HyuN, if he's going to lose, he at least wants to take it to 3-2. And there we go, getting the third base down, and this poor probe just getting chased all over the place. This Ling actually coming in here, seeing some stuff. Lucky it got in just before the cannon went down, so we can see all sorts of crazy tech going on here. But since it is just the 4-minute mark, there is not going to be any crazy tech, and so he's just going to have to resort to attacking some Lings. Whoa. Which is, yeah, he's not going to be doing too much, but attacking the gas mining probes, always going to be nice, because of course slowing down any gas income, always a good thing to be doing. But I assume there'll be a Stalker or a Zealot coming out at some point to chase this guy off. Yeah, there's one being built at the moment. And meanwhile, this guy just continuing to be an annoying little dick by attacking those probes constantly. He hasn't got one down into the health. Oh, just stayed a little bit too soon there. Got this probe's shields completely down, but ended up paying the ultimate price. And by that I mean he did die. So yeah. Moving on, what have we got over here? Cybercore, pretty standard stuff. And nothing really exemplary going on. HyuN doing a great job getting his third base down. The Zealot is going to spot it, but Stardust not really in a position to start taking this out. Although that high-level decision obviously didn't make it to the Zealot, because this Zealot is going to try and take this hatchery out all by its little self. Although it is smart enough to run away when it meets up a queen, because a Zealot knows it cannot one-on-one take down a queen. So yeah, not good. And the Zealot's going to try and take... Sorry, the Ling's going to try and take this Zealot out. He's going to take a few of them down. And the other Zealot, coming in to reinforce, decides to just run for it. But he is probably going to get taken down as well. Although he was thinking about doing a stand against the wall there, I think. Definitely if you're a Zealot, you want to do a stand up against the wall. And here comes the Stalker, and the Lings are finally going to get pushed off. So yeah, that's pretty good. Robot facility coming down. Double gas on the second base. So yeah, definitely looks like immortals are going to come out very soon. Probe coming in here. going to have a look for some tech options. He would love to see a Roach one coming down. And I think he did see that. When he was coming up the ramp, he probably saw that, so he probably knows the Roach one's coming on. So that is just going to continue to tell Stardust that he needs to get the Immortals out, I guess. And here we go, these guys trying to survive. The Elites desperately want to kill this Stalker, and it looks like the Stalker's going to go down. And there we go, the Zealot left all by his lonesome, and his forces get taken out. And here we go, the Overlord getting taken out by a Stalker. So just a whole bunch of little skirmishes all over the place. And Warp Prisms, man, what I wouldn't give to see another couple of Immortal drops, man, because Immortal drops are just so baller, so absolutely awesome. You get I think you can fit 2 Immortals inside a single Warp Prism. You drop down the Immortals, you open up the Warp Prism, you warp in a bunch of Zealots, and the base just goes like you would not believe. He's actually doing Sentry drops, and that I'm not sure I understand the Sentry drop really, because Sentries are good. They can kill workers at a fairly decent pace, but they're so flimsy, man. They get taken out so quickly. And oh, look at this. HyuN just going for the most insane macro I have ever seen. Stardust needs to be thinking about an early third base, man. He really does. But the whole ton of roaches coming out. There we go. They're blocking this off. They're warping in another sentry. So he's going to get quite a lot of Overlord kills, but the Warp Prism getting chased away by a bunch of roaches and a queen. So not really much going to happen here, but he might be able to take out an Overlord here. This is hilarious, man. Overlord sniping inside the Zerg's own base. Why the hell not? Maybe he can jump down here, kill this other Overlord. But he needs to find out about this fourth base, man. He needs to realize that HyuN is going for a stupidly insane amount of macro. Because I don't know if he's even thinking about scouting a fourth base, if he's even contemplating that HyuN could be getting a fourth base at this point. He's just setting up pylons. Hopefully he'll scout in here and he will see this fourth base. Hopefully he knows about it. He does not know about it, but he's heading in the right direction to find out about it. There we go. They're going through here. They see the fourth. I don't think they were expecting a fourth, but he's going to be like, hey, free kill, man. Let's take it. And they were actually going to set a pylon up down here, I think. So yeah, there you go. They're just taking out the hatchery as a matter of course. And that gives HyuN enough time to get his forces over here. You must be thinking about a flank here on the backside. A great time for a flank. And do these Zealots have speed? That is the question. No, they do not. So the Hydras are going to be so good versus this army, man. No Zealots with speed, and the Hydras are just going to own all over the place. Although they're only going to be able to own it when they're actually in range. And I'm not sure if they do have the range upgrade. And this is the Roach speed, I think. So yeah, they don't have Hydra speed yet, but they're still going to be owning stuff all over the place. However, a whole bunch of Stalkers coming out. And is he getting Zealot speed? No, not yet. So yeah, I do not know, man. This massive amount of Hydras though, man, it really is a massive amount of Hydras. And Stardust, I feel like he needs a third right now. He took down the Zerg third, but the Zerg is fully mining off 3 bases, 68 to 46. It's basically 1.5 times the income that Stardust has. He's got to get a third. He's got to get a third. He's got to start getting workers on it ASAP. Otherwise, he's just going to fall further and further behind. And HyuN just has a massive, massive amount of macros. No point jumping around here trying to do something. Oh, he's getting a nice split. Then he pulls back, takes out all these Hydras. Really, really great move from Stardust there. And the Hydras at the back only really able to hit the Zealots. They're going to try and push in, but I don't know. I would just repeat here if I was Stardust, because even taking out that first half of the army, I don't know if he has enough to take out all these Hydras. They're just a stupidly massive amount of them. Immortals and Stalkers are not good versus Hydras, not at all. But finally he manages to get down just enough to scare him away. And he's going to try and take out a third, but I don't think he has enough to do it. I think that HyuN can get much more reinforcements than Stardust can. And I think that this whole Protoss army is just going to go down. And yeah, Stardust, man. I think he should have fallen back and tried to get his economy in a good shape. But now he is going to lose everything. And he took out a very, very decent amount of Zerg units. But with the macros that HyuN has, I think this is potentially just all over. It's just all over, and Stardust gives the GG there. Lost his entire army, and he was already behind on the economy, so there we go. Really, really great job from HyuN, just so aggressively expanding. He got the 4th base out. He didn't really use it, but mainly he got a ton of workers out. He had, I can't remember how much it was, but yeah, up to 68, so he's way, way ahead of Stardust, and really, really nice job there, getting all that economy out. And Stardust just was not prepared for HyuN to launch into super duper macro mode, which is exactly what he did. Stardust should have got a 3rd base, like, I don't know, a few minutes ago. He should have started building it the second he saw this 4th base, man. That should have sent the warning signs off, and he should have bought it, built it, but he did not. He tried to finish it off in 2 bases, but he should have known that by that stage the Zerg macro was just in too high gear, and once he saw the Hydras, he should have backed off. He should have regrouped, got his 3rd base, got some Colossus, and then sort of transitioned into mass Colossus tech sort of stuff. Yeah, I wasn't actually building a robotics bay at all, but yeah, as soon as he saw the Hydras, and he kept on pushing, man. He kept on pushing. He had visions of glory of taking out the 3rd base with his Immortals, but as soon as he saw the Hydras, he should have backed off. He didn't back off. He went in there. He lost his army, and that is going to be game 4 to HyuN. Really, really great macro, and I gotta say, man, it's Stardust should have backed off, man. He should have backed off. You do not send that composition into a massive amount of Hydras. You just don't do it. He did much more damage to the Hydras than I thought he was going to, but in the end, man, you just don't do it. You just don't do it. So anyway, there we go. Game 4 done. HyuN has bounced back into this series, and it is now 2-all. So best of 5. We have an ace match coming up for the first time in this tournament. Well, excluding the round of 32 and 16s and all that. But yeah, it's going to be freaking insane. So yeah, I will catch you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.